On this episode, we are going to discuss toxic towns.
Toxic towns. Mine's not really a town, but it's part of a town.
It's close enough to a town. We're going to call it a fucking town, okay?
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Jello, I'm Ash.
And I'm Lynn.
And this is Only If You Can Keep Up. I wasn't really getting violent. I was just being myself. I don't know. I guess I'm a violent person. I don't know.
Not violent and violent.
I am violent.
Intense a little sometimes, but not violent.
Does it drive you crazy?
No. If it did, I would not spend this much time with you.
I know. I don't mean to be intense, though. It just comes off that way.
I prefer intensity, I guess.
I think it's because you like to be dominated.
Maybe, because I'm always the one in charge.
I think it's because nobody listens to me in my entire life. And so I feel like
if I don't act like this, no one's going to listen.
It's like my default personality is to be intense and like, you motherfucking bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's not toxic, so.
It is very, it's very toxic. Okay, but towns can be toxic. And by toxic towns, say that 10 times fast.
Toxic towns. And we're talking like
towns that have had to be literally eradicated because of some kind of a chemical spill or a mine situation or
something that has caused the environment to be dangerous.
Like, remember the movie Erin Brockovich?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the entire town. I don't remember the ending of that movie. It's been so long since I've seen it. But like all those kids got sick, all those people, the pregnancies were terrible and, all those
kind
things.
Of stuff.
That's what we're talking about. So I'm going to start with Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Okay. So this one, yes, it is considered toxic, but let's just get into it, okay?
Okay.
In 1890, so we're going back just a few years.
Just a little bit.
Just a few years. They found, I am going to butcher this word, anthracite coal, like in the earth. And they're like, guess what? Perfect town. Perfect place to place a town. They've got this great coal. They had coal mines fucking everywhere underneath this town to get this coal, the anthracite coal. The population at the time was actually 1,435. That was like the biggest. I think the biggest it got was over 2,000, but then life and death happened. You know what I mean?
It's a pretty small town.
It's a tiny town, so 1,400.
Quite a few people to be affected.
1,400 people, right. So in 1935, so years later, they decided to clear a strip mine for the town's waste. I do not understand why we did this. I do know the town had 8 places that people would just take their garbage and dump. So I'm assuming they didn't have a good system for disposal of garbage in this time. I mean, 1930, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1935. So instead of allowing everyone in the town to just go dump their shit in the middle of the woods or something like that, they decided to clear a strip mine. It's just a place on top of a mine where they dig deep enough and all of that stuff, so none of the mine coal and all of that is there anymore.
Yeah.
It's off the beaten path. It's not in the middle of town. It's out to the side. They wanted to clear it so that everybody could bring their trash here versus dumping it in the woods or dumping it here. They were having a big Memorial Day celebration coming up. So they decided the weeks before, everyone bring your trash to here. Okay.
It's a trash dumping party.
Literally. It was 300 feet wide, 75 foot long, and 50 foot deep.
Okay.
In 1962, they decided it was time to clean it up. That's when the Memorial Day was coming. Memorial Day party was coming. So they were just throwing this trash into this open hole for 30 fucking years. Then they decided, we need to clean this up. Memorial Day's coming. We're going to have more trash after. So all the little town members got together, the main council people, and they're like, listen, we need to do it. How can we do it the most effective way? We're going to burn it.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to catch her on fire. So they hired 5 firefighters to come and take care of the situation. They had their trucks.
Trying to keep it controlled.
They had water. Exactly.
Because, what else do you do?
Literally. Why do we put it in a pit of fire? I still don't know. May 27th, 1962. They lit the bitch on fire. Everything went fine. They just lit her up. What their plan is this was going to be like a rolling fire. Every day they were going to light it. That's a motorcycle going down the street, I hope. If not...
Or a plane, maybe. I don't know what my little...
Oh, no, it's a guy on a lawnmower. I don't think he has a shirt on.
Very loud.
Anyway,
my puppy's freaking out back there.
Yeah, May 27th, 1962, they started the fire, the rolling fire. That's where I was. Okay. So they were going to light it every morning, let it burn all day, move it around, do what they have to do, and at night, use enough water to put it out. There's no flames.
Okay.
That was their plan.
Put it out, shift it, start it again.
Literally every day. That way at nighttime, there's no chance of anything happening. Any draft taking something too far and catching things on fire.
So trying to be smart about it.
So the night of May 29th, the flames kept coming back. They could not get the fire to go out. So this is 2 days later. 2 or 3. I don't know.
It's like those trick birthday candles.
2 days later, the flames kept coming back. They could not get the fire out. They're like, it's low enough. We're fine. It's okay. You know, no big deal. About a week later, June 4th, saying like it got worse. The flames would not go down. They would put water on it and nothing would fucking happen. Like,
it just kept
water
going.
on fire means it's gone.
Yeah.
Not happening. They were fucking confused as shit, but okay. They actually decided the next week on the 9th to use a bulldozer. Let's stir up all this shit. Because, okay, you have to think of how big this hole is.
Yeah.
This is a big fucking hole. So there's only one area of this hole that will not go out. It's not like the whole thing is ablaze. It's just one corner area, one wall, essentially, that would not go out.
Yeah.
Okay. So they got a bulldozer in there. They're like, we're going to stir all this up. Maybe there's something in there that, you know, is just highly flammable, you know.
So kind of like with your, like, in a bonfire or something, you're kind of trying to snuff it by
exactly. And then that one little something you tossed in there is. While digging around, they actually found a hole that was 15 feet deeper than the 50-foot hole that they had originally dug.
So there was a hole within the hole.
There was a hole within the hole.
And they didn't know.
They just ignored it. They're like, you know what? This is okay. This is fine. But in the meantime, people are still actively throwing their garbage in every day.
Shit.
Like, it's not stopping. Like, the mayor, whoever is in charge of this town is not like, let's take a stop on this. Let's figure out the fire. No, but just kept burning. They're like, we have a hole in a hole, but it's okay. We're fine.
Literally adding
everything
fuel
is great.
To the fire.
So July 2nd, still burning. We're a month plus, and this fire has not went out once. Somebody is mowing their yard, just in case you hear that in the background.
Sorry, guys. It's summer.
People were actually starting to complain about the smell of the trash because the plan was to turn it off every night to, like, help prevent smells and relight, which I would think putting it out would make it smell more because that after fire smell.
Yeah, and all the smoke that lingers and the air.
We're in the fucking 60s, so it's different time. We don't know things. We know now.
Well, and they probably thought this wasn't going to be a long-term thing.
No, they were just going to burn the trash. I think once the trash was like, people stopped dumping it illegally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, this is working. We'll just have this go. Like, let's just do this constantly. No, but everything's fine. But this hole, and then they just kept kind of pushing it off and pushing it off. They actually had to call someone in to inspect it because the smells that were coming from it weren't smells these people were used to.
Typical burning trash smells.
Like, and also, why the fuck will this not go out?
Yeah.
Like, we're a month, 2 months now.
Maybe it's the other hole inside. Okay.
They finally concluded, this guy took like a whole 3 days, tested everything in this pit while it was burning.
How do they do that?
One thing I read said that, like, they would take the bulldozer and just scrape and just steam would come up.
Oh, wow.
And you don't think that's something? Like, did you dig into hell, maybe?
Right.
Like, what's happening? Like,
right?
I've seen that movie. Like, even Buffy, the Hellmouth is under there somewhere. You know, maybe we got that far. I don't know. The test finally concluded that it was carbon monoxide coming from the mines underneath. Mind you, the mines underneath are like 150 foot down. They're not right underneath. You know what I mean? So they never thought, let's do this on a mine. You know what I mean? This portion of this mine was actually already not being used.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it, because there are mines all over underneath this town. I mean, the entire town is in cave, like underneath. It's all mines. So that's why they chose this area, because nobody's working in this mine anymore. This mine is closed. The one right under us. Okay. They decided to hide this from the Lee Valley Coal Company and the people within the town, which the Lee Valley Coal Company are the people who, like, monitor every single mine that's being worked. Is it safe to be worked at? Is it, you know what I mean? All the things that go, you know, you have to have big wigs that come in and check everything to make sure things good for a human to go down into a mine. Their actual statement was, why this fire will not stop burning is, it is of unknown origin during a period of unusually hot weather. They blamed the fucking weather on a fire that won't stop. I get that. I've seen wildfires happen. We can't put them out.
Yeah.
We're not in the woods.
Right.
We're in a fucking desert, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, literally. Like, there's no trees around. There's no people around. There is a cemetery close by, but nothing that... okay.
Yeah. It's not like it's catching trees and spreading throughout
exactly
the forest. This is, like, in a hole.
Literally. They dug a hole.
Big burn pit.
Okay, so they began after... We now know it's carbon monoxide, right? So now they began those people, they had to eventually tell them because, you know, what?
The mower.
It is what it is, okay? Yeah. They had to tell them eventually. I think I just said that, but I'm saying it again. They did have to tell them because, like, it's a problem. Like, people are talking about it. Towns around them are like, oh, the hole won't stop burning.
It's a major
So they did have to tell them. So they decided that the coal company, they're going to start testing carbon monoxide levels in every mine in Centralia, Pennsylvania, because this is a problem.
Yeah.
So they daily would go out and test the levels everywhere, including the one underneath, every single morning before workers could go in, which, I mean, okay, good on them. Yeah. You know, we're doing that. August 9th, which however many months that is now, I don't even know. August 9th, it started in May. So August 9th, the test finally showed lethal levels in all mines. Oh. Not just the one under it, the one miles away.
It's obviously gotten worse.
They then closed all the mines and they never reopened. All those people lost their jobs. I don't know if they went to other mines. I really don't know.
So they are obviously all connected under there, and it's spreading through to all of them.
Yes. At some point, we did stop throwing our garbage in there, but it kept burning. They still cannot get this out. They had people there constantly monitoring the situation. Firefighters, city workers, all of that stuff. Okay. The town knew that there was a fire ongoing. They knew it was a situation, but, like, they didn't know how bad of a situation it had become until 1979.
Ooh.
That is like 16 years later.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Okay. 16 fucking years this fire has been burning already. Not stopped. Continuously fucking burning. 16 years. Or I think it was more than that. I can't math. A man named John Coddington, he was a gas station owner, and he was testing the temperature of his gasoline because something wasn't right. The fuel wasn't working properly. And it was 172 degrees. The gas that came from the earth from his tanks, because they put the gas in the ground. Yeah. They bring it and put it in the ground, and the gas just from being placed in the ground was 172 degrees.
Wow.
So then we decided to go and, like, let's check some mines. All of them are fucking ablaze. Oh. All of the mines underneath the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania are ablaze.
Quick. It's just all completely.
Well, not that quick. It's been 16 years. It just slowly spread.
That's right. So, okay, we're at 16 years now. They're all...
Yes.
So this whole time they sealed it up. They said nobody's working there, and they just left it.
And all they thought was that hole is burning. Okay. They did not realize...
these haven't been checked all these years.
No.
Wow.
They did not realize that carbon monoxide has taken this fire throughout the entire underbelly of their town. The entire...
all these people living here underneath, just breathing all this.
Like, feet under their feet, like... You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, dig a little bit, and there's a mine under your home or your yard. It's on fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Could you imagine how hot it probably was? And they thought it was like, oh my God, this is a humid year. No, but your ground's on fire. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Like, seriously. By 1980, the residents began reporting serious health issues.
I was going to say, by this point, they should be having respiratory problems and nothing else.
Headaches, dizziness, nausea, confusion, fainting, severe bronchitis, emphysema, lung damage, and some people, mostly the elderly people, would just fucking drop dead. Just no longer. Oxygen. It's literally carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah. But in very small doses, because you have to think that carbon monoxide has to come through all those layers of earth. And it kind of dilutes it. So it's not like it was just a stream of it in your house where you don't wake up in those tragic fucking cases. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they're getting it in low doses, but over
the years, it's killing people. Like, it killed several people.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
The land, like the ground they walked on, also began to weaken. Sinkholes were opening up all over the fucking town.
Then you got a direct hit, like, in multiple areas.
Yeah. In 1981, a 12-year-old little boy was playing in his backyard, and a sinkhole literally opened underneath his feet. He was able to grab, like, earth, and someone heard and came and did pull him out. So he's okay. He did not die. He did not. After that family moved out of town. Once the sinkhole had completely, like, finished sinking in the hole, you know, it was 150 feet deep.
Wow.
That is how far deep underneath the earth those mines are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that stuff is wild to me because
the constant burning has eroded all of that earth for 150 feet to create a fucking sinkhole. And, okay, when these sinkholes are opening up, it's not like the fiery pits of hell are coming out at all. It's just probably a big stream of carbon monoxide. You know what I mean?
Because most of the time you can't see it, you can't smell it.
Exactly. You know absolutely nothing. So in 1983, Congress gave more than $42 million, which is not that much, honestly, to the residents to relocate them. By 1988, 5 years later, only, I think it was 14 residents remained. They said, nope, not fucking leaving, any of that stuff. All efforts to extinguish the fire failed. Every single thing they tried to do. They tried to excavate, they tried to drill, they tried to dig holes, they tried to pour water. Millions of dollars were lost trying to stop this fire. They stopped all attempts because they did not know how to do it.
Gave up.
They literally realized it had burned so deep into the earth that it was impossible for humans to put out.
Earth
Impossible.
has just taken over at this point.
Literally, yeah. In 1992, the governor condemned all buildings. In 2002, the Postal Service stopped recognizing the town zip code. So it was no longer, you can't send anything to Centralia, Pennsylvania. Absolutely, yes. In 2010, only 5 homes remained. And after a long court battle, they were allowed to stay with the promise that their homes and their land dies with them. Like, they can't leave it to Johnny.
Yeah.
They can't sell it to anybody. This is your home. You have the right to stay here for the rest of your life.
Endanger yourself,
5
okay, but
homes,
don't pass it on.
5. That is it.
It's like in the movie Up. He does not want to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
We are staying here. We don't care.
The town did eventually become a tourist attraction, and everyone, there was called a graffiti highway, where people just graffitied the entire fucking, like, downtown. You know how all the buildings are super close, like a normal downtown. You can look this up. It's actually, I think graffiti is beautiful.
It really is cool.
Honestly, and especially in an abandoned town, what are you hurting? You made something that looked like shit beautiful to me. Now, it's not okay to graffiti on people's businesses or on people's walls, or if it, you know what I mean? And I don't think you should go downtown in your town and graffiti on something. That's not what I'm saying.
And I'm not going to lie, like, we live in a town with a lot of trains, so, like, it gives me something to look at.
Oh, I love the graffiti on trains. I mean, I know that's considered, like, destruction, actually, but no,
some of it is
5
so cool.
people live here.
Wow.
They have no resources within their town. They have to drive to the local Walmart 100 miles away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody lives here besides 5. In 2020, they finally decided to demolish everything because of the graffiti. It was, I think people were starting to, like, destroy. It was more than graffiti. It was, let's break all the glass. Let's do, let's demolish, literally.
Yeah.
So in 2020, they actually did demolish everything, and they covered the streets with dirt so people couldn't drive down the roads anymore. The population of Centralia today is 5.
So there's still 5 people there.
5 people that live there,
They're still alive. Like, they're still living.
Yeah. Well, that was in 2010, whenever the 5 homes stayed. So it's not like it's been that long.
That's true.
I mean,
They're still... they're just surviving on piss and vinegar.
And it said they completely, they all 5 live kind of in the same general area. Okay. And they're buddies, and it's probably like a bartering trade, like, hey, I'm going to town today, do you need anything? And they'll drive to the closest town nearby. The movie Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's what I always think of. Cause
was actually the movie, not the game.
Right.
Was loosely based on this town just because it's like a ghost town.
Yeah, I know. It was inspired by, I think, a couple towns. By Centralia, Pennsylvania, I remember, was one of them. Because every time I hear about Centralia, Pennsylvania, I think of Silent Hill.
Right.
And, like, there has to be some kind of correlation there. And I remember reading that one time. But, yeah, the original game wasn't, obviously.
No, just the town, the physical town that they did it in.
But, yeah, that, like, eerie, smoky, like...
Yeah. The town is still burning today. Yeah, it has been over 60 years.
And what I've read before, that they think it could go another 100 years.
Yeah, they have no indication of how, what, when, where, or why this will ever be put out. Here's my question. At what point does that fire go deep enough to hit the core? Yeah. Is that a possibility? I might sound stupid and crazy.
I don't know.
But can we not...
Or how could it keep burning into, like, solid, keep burning through ground...
Yeah.
Where mines are not, and continue to go to other... How has it not reached other towns is what I'm like... Yeah. I can't get my words out, but you know what I mean?
You're saying. How is it not spread further?
How is it just that area?
Yeah.
And how is it not more dangerous?
Like, I don't...
It's
I don't know.
so crazy.
It's still burning.
Especially we live in a town where there used to be mines and we do have sinkholes and we're nowhere near Pennsylvania, but I think about that stuff all the time. Like, ooh, the sinkholes and the mines, like, what's to turn one mess up could turn it into something like that.
Right.
Like that. I know nowadays they have more technology and ways to test things and stop things, but like, I don't know. That's
I was going to say something and I totally just fucking forgot. Oh, I do want to say, when I say the town is still on fire, it's not a blaze. It's not like that. It's just steamy and smoky fucking everywhere. The fire is underneath the earth at this point. Minus the big fire pit, it does have flames. Yeah. And I saw, you can like look this up on the Google, and some of the sinkholes that have caused, there's hundreds of sinkholes now at this point. There are, some of them look like flames, but a lot of them are just like the coals at the bottom are red. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not like everything's ablaze at all times under the ground. It probably is. Yeah. And I wonder with all these sinkholes if like a brisk wind comes in, if it pushes it again, like reignites things that have went out.
It is so it's like a constant thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I just can't believe that it all stays in that area and doesn't spread out.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe
it's so crazy.
Well, those mines eventually, I mean, they're only so big. But you would think, because that's not the only mining town around there. You would think it would, I don't know. Maybe it's sealed enough. Maybe the ground's clay and it can't get through it, or a special kind of earth, or
after
I don't know.
All these years.
60 like, plus years,
Those are some tough mines, I guess, to keep it all controlled in there.
There's something there.
God, it's so crazy. Because I've never heard of a town I've heard of mine disasters and fires and things like that, but never one that burns for years and they can't stop. Like that will just continue to burn and they have no way to figure it out.
Like at the end of the articles, a couple of them that I read, it said there are other towns that
really,
but not like this. Yeah. They've been able to put them out.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know why this one has so much natural carbon monoxide underneath it. Yeah. It's just it was just a fucking freak accident. Crazy. I would assume, why we burn trash. I don't really get that one either. Why put it all in a pit? Do we not have garbage trucks? It's the 30s. We're not in 1802. You know what I mean?
I bet a lot of people do still burn a lot of stuff, and these days, I don't know.
Whole towns, though?
Could
you imagine right now, we're going to take the trash up to the burning hole? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't put my head around that one.
So much.
Okay, your turn.
Mine is not as, like, cool as Centralia, Pennsylvania. Like, that's one that I've always thought was so freaking cool. But okay, so mine is a little different. Like I said, I did the Love Canal disaster. Okay, the Love Canal is actually, it's more of a neighborhood in the city of Niagara Falls, New York. And this was way back. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing because my notes that I had, we left our notes on the table for a minute and left the room, okay? Well, my husband must have saw them laying here. And he crossed out the word the and crossed out the C from canal and put I. So now it says, I love anal disaster on the top of my notes.
He's a child. He's a child at heart. It's fine.
And he didn't even say anything. So I sat down and like, did you do it?
She thought I did it.
I thought she did it.
I'm not that clever. Like, I don't have.
But you notice things and like you do funny little things. I thought maybe you did it. No. That was my husband.
I don't think I
don't know. Did I do it? I don't know. Anyway, so not the Love Anal Canal, but the Love Canal disaster, Niagara Falls, New York. This started in the 1890s. An entrepreneur by the name of William T. Love had big plans for this dream community. It was a big vision. He wanted to dig a canal that connected the Niagara River to Lake Ontario to do like a hydroelectric power situation, making it possible to generate power cheaply to the homes in the city, the surrounding areas,
to the beautiful town he wanted to create.
So he wanted this like dream. It was like a beautiful model he had all planned out. Okay. But so it was just a small bit of land in northwestern New York, right along the eastern edge of Niagara Falls. A very beautiful area, I'm sure. But the canal was partially dug. He had his model all in place, but this project was actually abandoned due to the economic downturns, the rise of the alternating current electricity. Alternating currents, of course, made it possible to transmit electricity over great distances. So this guy is pretty much Also, shout out to Nikola Tesla, because alternating
Your
currents.
boyfriend.
But in this case, Nikola Tesla kind of screwed this guy. He didn't mean to. He didn't know. But he also helped a lot of people, okay? But sadly, this made it really not even necessary for this guy's dream. Like, there's no point anymore. We can do much bigger
We can use a power
things.
line versus a water line.
We can get electricity and, like... We don't even need this anymore, okay? Right. So sadly, his idea just went to poopy. And
so it was only an idea. He never started the production?
He started the digging. It was a partially dug canal, okay? So it wasn't very big. I should have probably looked up how much he actually got dug. But in the 1920s, the Hooker Chemical Company, say that 3 times, Hooker Chemical Company used that area, that partially dug canal, to dispose of industrial chemical waste. This included over 21,000 tons of toxic chemicals. So they just dumped them into this partially dug canal. Okay.
Okay, this canal's not connected to anything yet, right?
Right.
It's just a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, just a hole in the ground, as far as I know.
Okay.
As far as they'd said anyway.
Okay.
The company covered the site with clay and dirt. They thought it was sealed and safe.
So they pour their toxic chemicals in a hole and covered it with dirt.
Yep.
Okay.
They're like, okay, it's covered, it's sealed,
I'm
whatever.
so glad we got smart over the years. I'm just saying. So, did we though? We got dumb in different areas.
There's still some pretty, yeah. So just to kind of go over, there were, what I read, 82 different types of chemical compounds identified later when they tested the soil and the groundwater and stuff. Many of them were highly toxic, probable carcinogens, cancer-causing chemicals. So there were neurotoxins, endocrine disruptors, chemicals that affect the immune system, damage the nervous system and skin, cause cardiovascular, kidney, liver, respiratory issues. Like all kinds of everything.
Literally.
So we've got like benzene, which is used like in plastics and resins. We've got...
this is what they dumped.
Yeah. This is just a few of the many.
Okay.
We got different pesticides, chloroform, TCE, which is like a degreaser solvent.
I'm really curious,
like
as
industrial
to what
situations
they were using all these chemicals for to begin with.
Yeah,
like
before how did they even get
them.
all these chemicals together? Like, I don't know what the Hooker company exactly was getting their stuff from, but
what was the Hooker company? Were they hookers?
Right.
Were they experimenting? No, I'm joking. That is so bad. I'm
sure. I don't know how.
I know this has to turn tragic at some point. So,
but yeah, there were pesticides.
Not really. Okay,
TCE is what I don't even know how to say that. Trichloroethylene.
You don't have to know how.
Carbon tetrachloride, the cleaning agent, causes liver toxicity. All of these cause major issues. Okay, you've got dioxins.
Dioxin's the worst one. Apparently.
Really?
A lot of people dump dioxin, and that's a big cause of a lot of the toxic chemicals. Dioxin, yeah.
There were vinyl chloride. That's like PVC, plastic, stuff like that. Phenol, which is used in resins, plastics. It's corrosive. You've got mercury and lead compounds. Just tons and tons. The list goes on and on. I won't get into them all. But okay, so 1953. Here's where we are. Mind you, this guy had his idea in the 1890s, and then Hooker Company bought it. So for over 30 years, they dumped chemicals into this.
Okay, so this wasn't just like a one and done.
This is decades of dumping.
Okay, and then we covered
And then we decide, okay, we'll throw some
gravel.
I cannot talk today.
Gravel.
We'll throw some dirt, some gravel, some clay, get it all covered up. We're sealed. We're good to go. 1953. After sealing it up to what they assumed was safe, they sold the land to Niagara Falls Board of Education for $1 with a warning about the buried chemical waste. Like, okay, here's a warning. This is a school board, mind you. Despite that warning, 99th Street Elementary School decided to build directly on top of the site. Knowing that, and this is where I get confused, that why the chemical companies to blame and not the school. The school board probably should have had a lot more to blame here. They knew the risk.
Yeah, they should have some kind of blame.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe there was more. I should have looked, but... So yeah, they build this school directly on top. This is 1953. Okay, the land was developed into a residential neighborhood surrounding the school. So this becomes an area for like working class families, people to build their lives, okay? Most of these people move here having no idea.
So they built the school, which caused people from surrounding towns to build houses next to the school.
Yeah, it became a nice residential area where people raise their families.
What was this year-wise, the 60s?
1953.
50. Okay.
So, yeah, this is 30 years later? Because we're going from the 40s to the 70s.
Okay.
People had no idea. They didn't know. So they didn't think a thing about it. They're just like, oh, a nice little residential neighborhood to raise my kids and have a family. And
nice new school.
Yeah. So 1950s to 1970s. Residents began to notice chemical smells, oil-like substances in their yard, in their basements, like seeping up through the cracks, things like that. Some complained of foul-smelling pools of bubbling goo coming up through the cracks of their basement and their yards, and it would be out in, like, the creeks, and the kids would play in it because they thought it was, they called it magic mud. It would turn colors, and, you know, they thought it was just some kind of cool goo coming up from the ground. They had no clue. They had no clue. So they're, you know, this is back in the day. Kids are out there running around till the streetlights go off or whatever.
I mean, that scares me because my kids are out there running around till the streetlights come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think you
really,
would be aware if there was something like this. This stuff reeked. Like,
well, yeah.
They said the smell was so bad. Not only that, okay, one family found their basement floor was rising and just cracking open. Tons of black chemical sludge just bubbling through. And then all the tap water was turning yellow and brown, and they said it smelled like chemicals. The smell became unbearable eventually, like to a point where family members would just vomit. They were sick all the time. They get headaches. They get nosebleeds.
This is terrible.
Yeah. And despite their complaints, authorities originally downplayed the risk. They delayed evacuation. They said that the mothers who were concerned that they were, you know, hysterical.
Oh my God.
They were in hysterical, you know.
Of course. We're in the,
just
60s and
housewives,
70s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Women are hysterical, period. Like, that's it.
So these kids would play in it. They'd come home with burns all over their hands. Like, it got worse. So, like, eventually they started seeing they would have rashes. They'd have burns, like, all kinds of stuff.
This is terrible.
Yeah, really bad. So more unusual health issues began to occur, like the burns, strange illnesses, people just coming down with all kinds of infections, things like that. Wildlife began to become affected. Animals were dying, things like that. The puddles of the chemical waste kept surfacing, especially after heavy rains. There would just be more and more, like pools of it just coming up. It's like it was just all breaking loose.
Essentially what I'm assuming is happening is, like, this has been an open area for so long. We filled it. We waited years, whatever, and we filled it. And putting houses on top of that is just building up underneath.
Yeah, maybe
it can't
pressure
breathe.
And then rainfall. Yeah, there's nowhere for it to
Exactly. So
escape.
it's just like literally invading homes and yards. And
has nowhere to go. Yeah. But yeah, plants, trees, gardens were all, they'd turn black and just die. The air was contaminated with toxic vapors. Like, it was just a multitude of just chaos. But yeah, the kids were affected more than anyone, it seems.
Well, especially because their school is literally on top.
Yeah.
Like, their house might be a mile away, but they're on top.
Yeah. One family had 2 children, both born. 2 of their children were born with birth defects. The little girl was deaf, cleft palate, extra row of teeth. She had mental delays. The brother,
extra row of
teeth. We're talking like how you see like radioactive, like stuff like that when it starts like deforming you and stuff like this. Whatever this is was like causing major birth defects. So this little girl and her brother, he had like some kind of eye defect or something like that, and they get weird infections, things like kids were getting sick like with weird stuff. Several residents reported multiple miscarriages, birth defects, increases of cancer, immune disorders. There would be like one family, this was the Lacrosse family, I think. They had a stillborn baby and they had a toddler. Well, the toddler started getting all these rashes, started having seizures, things like that. And then their dog died. And then that's when the goo started coming up through their basement. And they're like, okay, something's going on here. Mm-hmm. So, and then there was a woman named Helen Morales. Her husband moved there. They moved there to start a family. They couldn't seem to have a baby. Miscarriage after miscarriage, just constant. They could not have a baby. They also had a stillborn. They realized finally there were other women around going through the exact same thing. Like, they're all having issues. It's not just them. So nobody could have babies. It's like it got worse and worse.
It was almost like infertility.
Yeah. And the ones that were born were having so many issues.
Right.
And another lady, sorry, I'm spacing out. A young housewife, mother of 2. Her name was Lois Gibbs. She's one of the bigger names I read. She did a lot. She started researching. She started investigating. Her son was having a lot of health issues. He developed asthma, epilepsy, lots of infections. She was getting concerned. Like, by this point, she realizes that the school was built over a toxic dump. So
she found that out?
I guess somehow she must have found that out. And so she's starting to do her research. And even though she had no scientific or political background, she decided to get her neighbors together, organize a group. She formed the Love Canal Homeowners Association. So she led protests, media campaigns. She lobbied relentlessly. She put the word out. Like, we need attention. You need to pay attention. You know.
Who needs to pay attention, though? Because there's literally nothing anybody can do.
Yeah.
Like, well, what could they do?
They eventually, by 1976 or 1978, they were able to get journalists and scientists to come out. They investigated. This brought more public attention. Okay. Due to her work, she got enough word out there that they came and investigated.
This sounds a lot like Erin Brockovich. Like the movie. Oh, hers was drinking water.
Yeah.
But this wasn't something in the soil.
Yeah.
But just the way it was the one woman who came out and all the side effects.
I wonder if there's some inspiration from that too.
That was an actual town. It was like Hinckley, California or something like that.
Okay.
It was all about the water plant though. But it sounds a lot. I wonder if they're kind of all similar.
Yeah,
if you think about it, like some connection.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Maybe. This leads us to 1978. We've had the scientists, journalists come out where they're researching, they're digging into it, they're investigating. Okay, so this is now becoming, it's apparent to President Jimmy Carter that there is a major issue here. So he declares a public health emergency at this point. After all the state and federal investigations found dangerous levels of toxic chemicals. Finally, they're realizing, okay. So he decides to have evacuations. He relocates. Some said 800, some said 1,000. Let's just say 800 to 1,000 families were relocated. Finally, there were no immediate deaths. Nobody was other than obviously the miscarriages, the stillborns, children with major issues. But from what I could read, there were no one was like immediately killed. Like, it sounded like more long-term things. People would have cardiovascular stuff throughout the years, but that woman who started this protest and all this awareness, she went on to start the Center for Health, Environment, and program or whatever. Okay. So she did big things with that, and she had no plans to be an advocate or
it just happened.
Anything. Yeah, she's just like, I was trying to protect my kid, and it turned into this. But that area was closed. The homes were abandoned or demolished. It sounds like most, if not all, the families were removed and relocated. This is 1980. Okay, so this is when the Superfund law passed, and the Superfund law is still in effect today. I read over.
Slow down. Superfund.
Yeah, FUND. Superfund.
Fund.
This is for cleaning up. Like, it's like the national priority list of hazardous waste sites, things like that. Okay. Anything with major pollution or landfills, mines, industrial, stuff like that, where you've got some kind of concern. And still to this day, there are over 1,300 on the list and more trying to get on it.
Oh my God.
Of like areas that need to be looked into or need to be regularly tested or monitored. So they were finally, the Hooker Chemical Company, which I believe now is like the Occidental Petroleum Company or something like that. Later, they did find them liable for the cleanup, the health damages. They did pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in fines and settlements over the years. Okay. So the 1980s to the 1990s, they did massive cleanup operations of like just everybody come in, get it all under control, remove as much as we can, demolish the homes, get everything completely cleaned up, remove the contaminated soil, install drainage systems. We've got long-term monitoring at this point. They're keeping an eye on it. And by 2004, the EPA declared the cleanup of Love Canal complete for now. Although, I guess it still remains a Superfund site, or at least it did recently, to where they have to monitor. How can they
completely clean it, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
You would have to demolish the school, dig the pit up.
Yeah.
But then it's seeped into the soil all around. Right. Like, it seeped. So I don't know how that could be completely cleared.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not a professional in this topic.
You would think it would be, I wouldn't want to fucking live there.
Right.
I guess the EPA reviews, they do conduct regular reviews every 5 years now to ensure the cleanup remains effective. But cost of cleanup to this day is up to like $400 million, which is one of the biggest, most expensive in history, I guess.
Okay, no offense. Move all the people out. Put a dome over it and bomb it.
Right, just be done with it.
Like, dig it all out, do something. Like, you can't.
And I guess they no longer consider it a threat to the public health, technically. But they did leave some parts that remain restricted. So they have redeveloped parts of it, and they've resettled part, as they call it now, the Black Creek Village, which is like
that's
a
not
small
fucking
area.
eerie at all.
Right?
Let's go live in the Black Creek Village.
I wonder if that's where they got the name from the Black Bubbly Creeks.
The Black Plague.
Yeah, there is, I guess, an area that's closed off, but most of the contaminated sections are still uninhabited. But there's 2011 studies indicated slightly elevated rates of kidney and bladder cancers to former residents. Okay, so I guess they were still testing people that used to live there, and they have some residents that used to live there that still report concerns and issues. So like it did cause some long-term health problems.
But a lot of them like moved away and things got better. I mean, obviously not birth defects and crazy stuff like that, but like
because they went all the way into the 2000s. Some people were still, like people mostly that were children then, are saying that they had health issues long term all the way through. Right. But for the most part, it sounds like nobody was like immediately killed, or like it could have been a lot worse. I think, but yeah, still. It's a crazy thing to think about.
Honestly, I think I would rather live in a fire town than a chemical town. Like, I'm serious. Like,
yeah, because you don't know with all those chemicals. Like,
but you don't know with the fire either. But at least, like, I don't know. I feel like I could maybe protect better with fire issues than maybe not. I don't know. I don't feel like I want to live in any of those towns.
No.
So,
nope.
Yeah. You got anything else on our...
That's all I got for today.
Toxic towns.
There's a show, I guess, on Netflix that just came out recently called Toxic Town.
Right.
It's about a town in London. I kind of want to watch it.
Oh, I was going to say, I know nothing about it.
I think it's based on a true story.
I've just seen the little thing on the Netflix when I click on it or whatever.
Yeah, I want to watch it now.
Right. If you know anything about awesome toxic towns, you can tell us.
Oh, my dogs are like...
That was kind of creepy. You can tell us at onlyifyoucankeepup@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and hopefully the dog's about to literally pounce through the door, so let's go take them out. Okay, bye.
Bye.
There's another one for you.
Oh my gosh.